Hello everyone, in this video we will study how we can make this pattern using the nested while loop. Okay, so as we have done in previous programs, we will take two counters. Okay, so suppose I have one counter for rows, that is I, and for columns, that is J. Okay, so if we see the value of I counter for the rows, we have 5 rows. Okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so when we will make the Java program, first of all we'll take the input from user in n, that is the value of rows. Okay, so here as we can see the value of n is 5, that is the max limit, we can say maximum limit. Okay, so it is still 5 over here, you can see here we are printing 5 rows, so value of n is 5, which is being taken from the user. It can also be 5, 10, 4, 2. Okay, so this is an example in which n is equals to 5. Okay, so I will go from 1 till 5. Okay, so here we have 1 till here we can see that 5 is the value of n, so I will go from 1 till n, and as the value of I is being incremented in each iteration, so here we have plus plus in each row. Okay, so now if we talk about the J counter, that is for columns. For first row, J is going from 1 till 5. Okay, in second row, J is going from 2 till 5. Okay, in third row, J is going from 3 till 5, and in second last row it is going from 4 till 5, and in last row it is going from 5 till 5. Okay, if we do this program, if we print J just right after I, then our output will not be exactly like this. It will look like this. Okay, it will look like this. In first row we would be having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then in next row we would be having 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 3, 4, 5. Then 4, 5. And then 5. Okay, so its sequence would be like this, its symmetry would be like this, not in this way. Okay, so to make the symmetry in this way, first we will need to print the spaces before the J loop. Okay, so first we will print the spaces before printing the J loop. Okay, so for that I'll remove this J loop from here, and we will have the K loop. Okay, so let's name that counter for spaces K. Okay, so let it be K. Okay, so as we can see the value of spaces for each row. In first row we don't have any spaces, so the value of K will go from 0 till 0. In second row we are having one space, so here we have 1 till 1. In third row we have two spaces, here you can see 1 and 2 spaces, so we have 1 till 2. Then for fourth row we have 3 spaces with us, so here we have 1 till 3, and in last row we are having 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3 and 4, so here we have 1 till 4. Okay, so this is the K loop. Now we have the J loop, which we have already done. Okay, which we have already done, the J loop, which will go from 1 till 5. Then we have 2 till 5. Then we have 3 till 5. Then we have 4 till 5. And the last one is from 5 till 5. So here we have 5 till 5. Okay, so these are the K and J loops. Now if we talk about the K loop, so the K loop is initializing from 1. We can see over here that this K loop is being initialized from 1. Okay, this K loop is initialized from 1, and is going till, in first row it is going till 0, then 1, then 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so here I'll initialize the k loop from 1 and it will go till n minus 1. I minus 1. Why I'm taking I minus 1 over here is because if we see in first row the value of I is 1, and if we deduct 1 from 1 we get 0, so the value of k is 0. For second row, 2 minus 1, I minus 1, that is 2 minus 1 is 1. For third row we will have I minus 1, that is 3 minus 1 is equals to 2. And for fourth row we would be having I minus 1, that is 4 minus 1 is equals to 3. And for last row, I minus 1, that is 5 minus 1 would be equals to 4. Okay, so k will initialize from 1 and will go till I minus 1. And as the value of k is being incremented in each iteration, we can see that k is going from 1 till 1, then 1 till 2, then it is going from 1 to 3, and then here it is going from 1, 2, 3 and 4. So its value would be incremented by 1 in each iteration. And if we talk about j counter, it is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is exactly same as the I counter. So the j counter will be initialized from I and will go till 5 in each iteration. That is n. The value of n is 5. Okay, so I till n, and its value will also be incremented in each iteration. So here we have plus plus. I till n plus plus. Okay, so all the three loops are ready. Now we will move towards the program. So I'll open the Sublime Text Editor. Here I have already made this pattern.java file. Okay, so we will start with our program. First of all, we'll name our class pattern. Okay, so here we have class pattern. Inside this, first of all, we'll need to declare the main function, that is public static void main, in which we have the string type argument. So here we have string args and in square brackets. Okay, now inside this main function, as I have already told that we will take the input from user. Okay, so to take the input from user, I am using the scanner class. So first we need to import the scanner class. So for that I'll write the statement import and java.util.scanner. Okay, I have imported this line because scanner is a class which is present in the util package, and util package is the sub package of Java. Okay, so now as the scanner class is being imported, now we will proceed further. First of all, we need to declare the variable n, in which we'll take the input from user, and two characters and two integers as well, that is I and j for the counters. Okay, so to take the input from user, I'll write scanner class and we'll make an object of a scanner class. Okay, so here we have scanner sc is equals to new scanner, and inside this we have system.in. The system.in means input, which is keyboard. It will take the input from user using the keyboard, and the value will be stored in this sc object. Okay, this is an sc is an object of scanner class through which we will take the input from user. Okay, so first of all we'll inform the user that it is supposed to enter some integer or enter the number of rows he want to print. So for that I'll print a line, that is system.out.println and enter the number of rows. Enter the number of rows. Okay, so and then a semicolon, and then using the sc object I'll store the value in n variable. So n is equals to sc.nextInt. Here next int is being used because we want to take input in integer. We want an integer number from the user. We don't want that user should enter some characters like A, B and C. We want that he should enter some integer like 4, 5 or like this. We also don't want it to enter any float number. That's why we are taking input in an integer. That is the next int function is helping us to take input using the sc object, and the value will be stored in n variable which we have declared over here. Okay, so now we have the value in n. Now we'll start with the logic. Okay, so if we talk about logic here, first of all we have the I loop starting from 1 till n. Okay, so if we talk about the while loop, first we have the initialization statement. So first of all we will initialize I from 1 and semicolon. Then we have the while loop in which we have the condition that I should be less than n. Okay, so here we have I should be less than equals n. Okay, now inside this while loop we have to increment the value of I by 1. Then this is the I loop which we have to print. Now inside this I loop we have a nested k and j loop. Okay, according to this logic, first of all we have the k loop and then we have the j loop followed by it. Okay, so for that first we will place the k loop which will initialize from 1 and will go till I minus 1. Okay, so first of all we have the initialization statement of the k while loop. So here we have, okay, I forgot to declare the k variable over here. So here we have I, j and k, 3 variables, 3 counters. Okay, so first of all I initialize k from 1. As you can see over here, k is being initialized from 1 and is going till I minus 1. Okay, so I have initialized k from 1 and in the while loop of k will go till I minus 1. We have I minus 1. It will go till I minus 1. Okay, so it is equals to, and the while loop inside this, the value of k would be incremented by 1. So here we have k plus plus. Okay, so the k loop is also done. The spaces would be printed, but for that we need to place the spaces also. Okay, so here we have one statement to print the spaces. So here we have system.out.print some spaces. Actually a single space, we'll print a single space. Okay, so now the k loop is done. Now just after this k loop is finished, inside the while loop we will have the j loop. As the j loop is being initializing from 1 and is from I and is going till n. Okay, so we'll initialize the j counter from I and the while loop of j will go till n. Okay, so this is done, I till n, and the value of j would be incremented by 1 in each iteration. And inside this we'll print the value of j. Okay, so here we have system.out.print print and the value of j. Okay, so now done, the value of j would be printed. And yes, one more thing is that we need to print this line change after we have printed 1k and 1j. So after this j loop I'll print the line change. So here we have system.out.println. Okay, oh yes, so now I'll save the program and I'll run it. Okay, so to run it, this file pattern.java, I have saved it in this java proc folder. Okay, it would be saved somewhere here in the java proc folder. Okay, so now I'll open the cmd from here. I'll close this and here we'll run our program. But before we run our program, I did a small mistake over here, that I placed this j in this double quotes. This will lead to print the j in the pattern instead of numbers. Okay, so suppose I print it like this. This is not the right program. Now we need to make a small change in this. Okay, so just suppose if I compile this, it would be compiled successfully. And now if I run it and suppose I give the number of rows 6, then we would get j like this, because we have printed j inside it. We need to print the value of j present in it. Okay, we need not to print j, we need to print the value present in j. Okay, so I have removed the double quotes. Now when I save the program and when I again compile and run it, we will get the desired output. Okay, so this is the desired output which is required, that is 1 2 3 4 5, then 2 3 4 5 3 4 5 4 5 and 5. Okay, this is the sequence which we wanted. Okay, you can also compare it from here. Yes, here you can see we got the exact output. Now suppose if I run it again and this time I give the input in number of rows 10, then we will got the output till 10. This is not a good output. We are missing something. We are supposed to print some spaces between the digits. Okay, so just suppose if I change it a little bit, and here if after J we concatenate some spaces after it. Okay, so now if I compile and run the program again, we will get a much better program. Okay, oh sorry, that won't work because the number of spaces could not be adjusted over here. Okay, so that's not good. I need to remove the spaces from here. Okay, this one is much better. Now I'll again save this and I'll again compile and run it, and I'll give the number of rows 5. Okay, so this one is good. In that case, we got this output when I printed spaces after J, because as you can see here we have one space after each letter. Okay, then for next line it should give two spaces before it print the first digit, and here it should give three spaces before it give this one. So we need to adjust those spaces. Okay, so that's little bit complex. That's why I have removed the spaces after this J, and the output is being perfect as desired. That's it for this program. Thank you everyone.